he was like, I started following him because I was looking for a program. And can you just say again what you said? Because it was so touching.
Okay, so you remember when we did a program on bodybuilding.com?
Big Man on Campus?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, so when I was in university, like when I was in middle school and high school, I was struggling through like weight loss and trying to get into the gym, but I kept quitting and not following a program. So when I reached university and I saw your program, I was like, I'm done. Like I'm following this. Like I was head on, and it sort of changed my life, and I loved bodybuilding through that program.
I love hearing that.
That's amazing.
I love hearing that. That program, I feel like it was good timing. It was done well by bodybuilding.com, and I feel like there's so many times that when I go to an expo or a place where people, if there's a program, it seems like it is that one. So it's cool to hear. It was a pain in the butt to film. We filmed for like a week straight for that, like 12 hours a day, but it was a lot of fun in the long run.
Probably a pain for people trying to finish it too.
Yes, yeah.
But Kabir, how do you start from, you've obviously been doing it for years, a passion in bodybuilding to going to doing these programs to millions of followers? Where's the journey there?
That's a good question. One I get asked quite a bit. And I think for me, it was a combination of working hard, but also being in the right place at the right time. So I started getting into the fitness industry, doing competitions, more natural bodybuilding or men's physique. And from there, I was hired on by Optimum Nutrition and bodybuilding.com to be their spokesperson. Everyone said, oh, you can't, there's no money in this unless you're the top professional bodybuilder. Unless you're Phil Heath out there's no money in it. But it was the right time because all of a sudden social media took off and I was traveling the world getting paid like $500, but I wanted to see the world. So this company was like, hey, we'll send you all over the world. I went to Australia and Singapore and Malaysia and all these cool places. And they basically paid for my travel. But then I started YouTubing everywhere I went. And Instagram came. And all of a sudden, it was really cool to see the following grow. And it's kind of just so being at the right place at the right time in conjunction with a lot of hard work.
A lot of hard work behind the scenes too, I'm sure. But this is it. So social media is a massive part of your career. So you have a massive YouTube following, you have massive following on Instagram. I know you've also been a coach on The Biggest Loser.
Yeah.
So how do you, where is the passion? Is it more, do you find yourself steering more towards like social media and taking more photos essentially? Or actually working out? Like which do you actually prefer doing?
You hit the nail on the head. I find sometimes that social media becomes so much of what I do. I feel like I'm more of a social media person than an actual trainer, but that's when I feel probably the most unfulfilled.
Interesting.
Is because I love, like, at the core of it, the things I love doing is helping people get in shape, or the core, like the reason why COVID's been so hard for me is that for the last 10 years of my life, I've got to go out and shake people's hands and give people's hugs at expos and at pop-ups. And without being able to have that human interaction, social media is great, but it's a double-edged sword. All of a sudden we have no human interaction and it's very cold and it's very just, it's calculated. Yes, you can do lives and other things to kind of help mitigate that feeling of like there's limited human interaction, but I still will always prefer one-on-one helping people out. The Biggest Loser was a great experience. Again, a lot of work, but got me back into actual training people and being there and seeing transformations. And there's nothing more powerful than seeing someone not only change physically, but changing on the inside as well.
Well, that's so important. So being able to see that and having that kind of personal interaction, like you were saying. So with Instagram though, and with social media, what do you think of kind of like standards and maybe unrealistic expectations sometimes? If you post a photo and you're trying to inspire people, but at the same time it's tricky for someone who's sitting at home COVID wanting to get there and finding it difficult. So how do you kind of continue to inspire?
So I think the biggest thing is I always talk about, hey, no matter what, if you're a beginner or if you're a pro bodybuilder, like there's going to be times, seasons in your life that you are going to have to concentrate on one thing more than the other. And not to let those ups and downs, not to get too high or too low with those things, because ultimately everyone goes through change in their life and everyone has hard times and good times. And I think that I really saw that during COVID, like the mental health was such an issue because it's hard being at home by yourself. So it's about giving yourself a break every now and then, but then being able to also call yourself out and say like, listen, I'm not getting the job done right now. I got to get better. There's things I can control. I can control what time I wake up and go to bed. I can control, what I'm doing with my free time. I can control getting out to nature and going on a walk. But there is this unrealistic expectation on social media. We're seeing, everyone photoshops and does so many things to their pictures, and we set this expectation that I need to be perfect. And for me, when I first started, I was doing these magazine covers and everyone expected to be 5-6% body fat, and that just wasn't the case. So I try to post a little bit of everything. You're not going to just see me posting, I call it the applesauce and then carrots and peas. Like when you're feeding a baby, you give them applesauce. It tastes good, but in there you have the healthy things. You have the carrots and the peas. And so it's like social media, yes, you want there to be that applesauce, which is the really cool photos, the sexy photos, the travel photos, but whether it's in a caption or whether it's talking to people, be a little bit deeper. Talk about the real issues as well.
You need to be authentic.
Yes.
What's interesting is I was going to ask you about advice for people who are interested in bodybuilding. I think you've already dished out some interesting insights there. But for example, Dubai is, have you been to the gyms here? We are filled. It's a bodybuilding city, right?
Yeah, the Dubai gyms are insane. Like every time I turn around, I'm seeing somebody tagging a new gym, and they're all massive warehouse style, beautiful gyms here. And
have you been to them? So do you think it's a passion for people, or do you think it's something like, if there's guys here who are interested in taking it the next level, what would you recommend to them?
In terms of
like if they want to make a career out of it.
Yeah, okay. I think if it's a passion, if it's something that people really enjoy doing, I always tell people you might have to have a side hustle until you can make your main thing, and that's okay. I did that as well. I think if it's something that you go to bed thinking about and you wake up in the morning thinking about as well, like, hey, go as far as you can on that. I think people need to realize within the fitness space, there's so many different avenues to go down. And obviously social media is a big part of no matter which avenue it is. If you want to be the best personal trainer in the world, there's room for people there. It's, no matter what you do, if you are truly passionate and the best at what you do, there will be not only monetary gain, but also, there will be real fulfillment in that. So I think that the gyms in Dubai, like we've met some people. You have trainers from all over the world that are coming to Dubai to train people because of the market here. So I think here in Dubai, it's a really special kind of melting pot of, you have CrossFitters, you have bodybuilders, you have everything and anything. So really, I think that the people here are kind of spoiled for choice now. It's awesome.
Yeah, I think you're across like every aspect of life. You're definitely spoiled for choice.
Yes.
But you've come to Dubai.
Yes.
So give us a little bit of a lowdown on what attracted you and how long you're here for and why you came.
Yeah. So the reason we came, I had been away from my girlfriend, Morgan, for 10 months. She's Australian. Yes, she's here.
So for 10 months, is that a
COVID issue? Yeah. So she tried to come to the States, but she had already been there earlier on in the year. And they're like, hey, can't come back, COVID. I couldn't go to Australia. Australia's been, super strict. So we were like, after 10 months, we're like, we just need to see each other, So we decided Dubai. I've always wanted to come to Dubai. I was actually supposed to come last October for a fitness event. So we booked the tickets, got here, and it's been really, we didn't really have any, like, oh, we're going to do this, this, and this. We want to hang out. We want to be together. We want to see Dubai. So we've had some amazing people that we've met along the way, different trainers at gyms, the staff at the Sofitel. We're actually going back. We stayed there the first couple of days, and we're actually going back tonight to just have drinks and hang out with some of the staff because we love them so much.
Wow.
Yeah, they're amazing. So a lot of great people here. And again, I've been so impressed with the melting pot. Like, you get people, because of where Dubai is located in the world, there's literally people from everywhere here. So really, really a cool spot. And then obviously you look around and you're just like, I didn't know, I didn't know man-made things could be like, everything is the biggest and the best and the brightest. It's just insane.
That's like our motto, go big or
yes.
It's interesting. You should see the classrooms here. I used to be a teacher, and it's just like a melting pot. So like 30 kids with like 20 different nationalities. It's so interesting for them to grow up here. But you are obviously, you're connected with different types of, let's say for example, Gymshark, and there's a couple of brands that you're connected with. But what's like future planning now that you're here? What's kind of next up? Yeah,
so for us, it's all about, so we create content. I have an app. Morgan has an app as well, fitness-based app. So I'm big on, hey, like, if you're traveling, you can stay fit wherever you're at. So this is really going to be a testament of the fact that I'm staying on my programs. Doesn't matter if I'm in a new gym or if I'm on the beach or wherever. We have different ways that we stay fit and we stay healthy. And I think it's showcasing that and showcasing really that, life, just so many people I feel like right now are coming out of COVID a little bit. It's been a hard year. And so I think it's kind of opening back to the world and kind of opening up and showcasing things all while staying safe, obviously, but showing people like, hey, we're getting out there. We're starting to kind of open up and see things again and just have a good time. and hopefully, you know, inspire other people to stay fit, stay healthy, but also mentally. You know, we don't talk enough about being mentally healthy, and that's just as important, if not more important, because you really can't be physically healthy unless you're mentally healthy.
100%.
So,
and I wish you both massive luck while you're here. But before you leave us, I always have a question for people who have millions and millions of followers, because on Lovin Dubai we have 500k followers and we get some interesting DMs. So when you move up to the million bracket, and the 2 million and the however millions they have on YouTube, what goes on inside your DMs, and do you even respond to them? And is there any weird ones you've ever done?
No, definitely some weird ones, but there's so many. I think it's really cool because honestly, when I open up my DMs, there's people responding back to stories. There's people that are there. You could literally, if you're having a bad day, you can find more things to have a bad day about. If you're having a bad day and you concentrate on having there's gonna be people saying nice things. So I think it's a kind of a reflection. I'll have every comment basically, I feel like, known to man in there, and it's more of a reflection of how I'm feeling and what I choose to take. I could have 100 good comments, but if I focus on that bad comment, I'm gonna have more of a negative outlook on life. So I have to do better with only responding to the positive, the good comments. I'm somebody that I do like to kind of debate and to argue things. So like I have been known to, like, if someone's like coming at me sideways, I'm like, hey, what's going on? Like why you? And more oftentimes than not, people just want recognition. They're like, I've messaged you 10 times and this is the first time you respond. And I'm like, I'm sorry. You're right. I probably should respond to your nice comment rather than the mean comment, but it's true. So I won't respond to mean comments saying this.
You can see people be like, no, I'm going to respond. I know exactly what to do. But it's so hard because you have so many coming through, and obviously it's so personal for you because it's your own account. Before we leave you, one final question. We ask a lot of people this. Why are you loving Dubai?
Lovin Dubai just because of I think the amount of things to do here. It's like you can literally, if you want to skydive, you can skydive. There's so many things to see and do here. I feel like it's kind of the best of all worlds in terms of I've never been to a place outside the U.S. that has this many big American foods. Like, so you can stay pretty much. I can feel like I'm still in America if I want to. If I only eat at the Cheesecake Factory and P.F. Chang's and those places, or I can adventure out. Like, there's something here for everyone. And there's, whether it's taste, whether it's activity, you can literally try things from around the world. And I think then also, again, the melting pot of people. It's really cool to just see the different cultures kind of all blend together. And of course, like you said, everything's just bigger, better. Like, it's just,
you can see Dubai Eye from here.
Yeah, it's crazy. So it's really it's amazing to see what people are capable of. I mean, most of this is all man-made, which is at some point really cool, but also like, oh, like, you know, this is. I think it's also important that we take a step back. We look at also, you know, we talked about, you know, let's even just jump in the sea today, just because I feel like it's getting out to nature here. Let's go to the sand dunes and still experience some of these things that are around us. Amazing.
Guys, that was Steve Cook joining us in studio. He's in Dubai. Follow him more for more inspiration on fitness and tips and tricks and everything you got, and check out his app. Guys, that is it for us on the Lovin Daily. Thank you so much for your time.
Thank you.
Guys, every single weekday morning, stay safe, wash your hands. We'll see you tomorrow. Bye.